Hello guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So before I get started talking about today's build, I do want to say a huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video, but we'll get back to talking about them a little bit later. So today we are building a tiny house, and this one is built in Newcrest. I promise that we're gonna build some bigger houses sometime soon, especially because Snowy Escape is coming in this upcoming week. And as far as I remember, there's only like 2 20 by 15 lots in, what's it called? Komorebi. So I don't know how to pronounce that, by the way, so like don't come from my pronunciation. I do not know how to speak Japanese. But anyways, so yeah, we're not going to be building a lot of tiny houses for the first bit of that release at least, because I will be updating my save file as the first thing. I'm just going to be building for my save file. So I promise that we're going to be doing some bigger homes. It's just that, you know, that period of time when you've kind of had your, I think I talked about this possibly yesterday or the video before, so Friday's video, but when you've had your hands on both the new update but also the new pack, you kind of don't want to be building without it, not really. So I had a few things that I wanted to do this weekend. Also, by the way, if you noticed, the green just turned a lot, or the green, the grass just turned a lot greener. That's because I swapped from autumn to summer in the game, just because I felt like this wasn't really an autumn house, or at least not. No, it definitely was not an autumn house. Plus, I've been building a lot of those lately. I just wanted to go back to everything being super green and vibrant for a little bit. But anyways, so there's a little bit of, like a period of time between having access to the new pack and then not having access to it anymore, and also the new update, which comes with platforms, which I'm super excited about. But I just don't want to be like, I don't know, I feel like at least I know throughout this house that I was a little bit frustrated that I didn't have platforms, which would be very difficult to use in a tiny house, but still, it's just that once you've had your hands on it, it's like you can't really fully imagine yourself building without it again, you get what I mean? Like, it was the same with, oh my gosh, what have I gotten? Like stair or configurable stairs. I don't really use those a lot because I build a lot of one-story houses anyways these days. A lot of tiny houses or apartments, you don't use stairs in either of those. But say, like the debug catalog, I use that quite a lot. Or not the debug catalog, but like the world objects, so like cars and stuff, I use those quite a lot. Not today either, but still I use those a lot. So it's just kind of like, I'm just waiting for platforms and for the new pack. I want to be building in the new world again and stuff, so I'm really looking forward to that. And that said, I think this might be the last build that I'm doing before I get access to the pack again. Possibly, we'll see next week. I'm not really fully sure what the timeline is, but I know the pack is coming out on Friday, so. Also, let me know in the comments if there's anything specific you want me to build with the new pack, because like I said, I'll be uploading, or no, updating my save file, also uploading it at some point when I feel like it's mostly done at least, or when I feel like I've gotten to a point where I kind of want to take a break from it again. So yeah, just let me know in the comments section if there's any specific kind of build you want to see from me. If there's anything you think would be an amazing addition to the save file, I'll definitely hear you guys out. So just leave those suggestions in the comments section. But yeah, today we are building this tiny house, not including Snowy Escape, that I still want to call Snowy Heights. I don't know what that's about, but anyways. I feel like this house is definitely for a younger sim, so I imagined a young adult living here, and they're a journalist, which is why you'll see the board behind the computer. They also have a proper computer instead of a laptop, which I will say, I feel like you should probably also have a laptop if you work as a journalist. You kind of get like, at least I know this from my sister and her boyfriend, because they're both journalists, and they sometimes work on the go, for example, like work in a different city or something, so it's nice to have a laptop as well that you can kind of bring with you. So that is a good idea, maybe a little bit of an addition to the household if you decide to live in this household as a journalist, because you can be a journalist in The Sims. You could also work as a critic. I almost called it critique. No, you could also work as a critic, which is sort of in the same field, I want to say, not fully, but kind of, because you write articles and stuff, so it would be fitting for a critic as well, whether it's food or art, it's, you know, whatever. But I definitely imagine the sim to be a little bit on the younger side, so maybe like an upcoming journalist of some sort. But that's just because I feel like the house itself, the color scheme and everything could be considered a little bit trendy-ish. I actually don't know what colors, like interior color schemes, what's on trend right now, because I literally I don't keep track of that. Is anything on trend when it comes to that sort of thing? I don't know, but I just feel like the furniture style and like how things are put together could be a little bit trendy-ish. Not saying that, you know, adult sims will not be trendy or anything like that. I just see a young adult live here. So anyways, I do like the flow of this tiny house. I think there's like, it's not too cramped together, but at the same time, it's enough for me to like it. I like when furniture is close together for some reason. I think in The Sims, it just makes everything a little bit cozier, which I know when the upcoming pack comes out that I'll be building the complete opposite. Everything will be very minimalistic and a lot more open and stuff, because that's just the vibe that I'm going for those houses. But in tiny houses or just like family houses, farmhouses, whatever, I always like when everything is just a little bit more crammed together. This is probably why I don't build a lot of mansions these days. Also because when I do, I end up with like 20 rooms or something, and it takes such a long time to furnish everything. It's crazy. So I don't really do like bigger rooms. Even like dining rooms are fairly small in my mansions, so it's been a while since I've built a mansion as well. I just feel like it's such a long time to build on one house. I'm sure that some of you guys can relate. I used to have patience for that, but then I really started building a lot of tiny houses, and now it's hard to get back to mansions. But I do want to build some bigger houses sometime very soon. We do have a 50 by 50 in Komorebi, so I might take that on at some point. I don't know if it'll be for 1 or 2 videos. Maybe it'll be like a 40-minute video or something like that. We could do a Q&A for that if you're interested. I'm sitting here planning already. The house is not even built. I don't even know what it's going to look like, but hey, might as well just plan ahead of time or something. Let me know if you want to see that though. If I end up with a 40-minute video, maybe 45. I feel like that's way too long. Like that's too long for Sims YouTube. But if I end up with one that's at least between 30 and 40, would you want me to do a Q&A over it, or just talk about whatever comes to mind on the day? Let me know. So I felt like since Friday I did the other, what was it for? A single dad and his 2 daughters. I did an apartment. Of course, still you can use it for anyone. It's just kind of like I had an idea of, I often do this when I decorate. I just have ideas of the Sims that live in the houses or apartments, but it's always up for interpretation for you guys. If you want someone else to live there, it's completely up to you guys if you download the houses or whatever. I don't even know if any of you play the game or if you just like to watch speed builds. I've literally no clue. I do know like a few, I get comments now and then telling me that they're gonna download the build, but usually I don't really, so not a lot. So I don't actually know. Do you guys just prefer to watch speed builds, or do you also build, or do you play the game, or are you on the hunt to download houses? Is that why you're watching speed builds? I don't really know. Anyways, but what was I talking about? All right, in that build, in the apartment on Friday, I went for kind of like, I know we're on the exterior now, but I'm still gonna add this. So I went for a gray and light gray and blue color scheme, and I kind of wanted to go for something like that for this house, but a little bit brighter. So that's why I went for gray and green, because I actually really love those 2 tones together, like a dark green with a dark gray. They look so good together. So I was having issues finding the right green though in a wallpaper, but I ended up finding one from Jungle Adventure, I think it was, and it was gorgeous. So I do like the color scheme on the interior. I don't think it's one that I've done a lot, because I tend to not use green a whole lot for interiors, I don't think. Sometimes for like farmhouses, because there's something about yellow and green together that I really don't like, but for farmhouses, it's quite fun because it reminds me of the country. I don't know what that's about. Anyways, so, but yeah, I do like the color scheme on the interior, and I hope you guys will like it too. But anyways, we are working on the backyard now, and I also like the flow of the backyard actually. It's a little bit different from stuff that I've done before. Also for these sort of like mid-century modern tiny houses, I do like to make the landscaping a little bit more structured, unless I'm building in Oasis Springs, then it's very sparse. But if I'm building here in Newcrest or Willow Creek or whatever, I like to make it just a little bit more structured. So like basically, it looks like they've planted the plants themselves instead of just letting it grow. So that's why they have these areas that are lined up by the low fence, and I'm basically just keeping the plants in those areas, except from a couple of trees, I think. I like to frame up my houses with trees as well. I think I've talked about that a little bit before. I almost punched myself in the throat just now. I literally, like when I do voiceovers, I move my hands so much, which is ridiculous because no one can see me, but I'm basically, it's like I'm fighting someone right now. I don't know what's going on. There you go. There's a visual for you. Anyways, so I think the rest of this video is actually just me doing the front yard because I was so indecisive. I didn't really know what to do. I swapped out a few things here and there. I was having issues with this. I actually cut it out, but this little square on the right side of the front door, I sat here for I don't know how long trying to find a plant that I thought was perfect, could not find one. I still don't think it's perfect, which is really annoying me, but it's definitely on the higher end of the scale, of the perfection scale. I do love that tree though. The tree is awesome. I use it quite a lot. I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful plant. You can use it for indoors use, but also outdoors use. It's quite a good plant, if I may say so. But yeah, I was very indecisive. I didn't really know what to do here at the front yard because, I don't know, everything just worked so well together in the backyard, and then I got to the front yard and I'm like sitting here, what do I do now? I don't know. But yeah. Also, I do want to add that the backyard definitely turned out to be a little bit more on the luxurious side because they do have an outdoors kitchen, which is a lot for a tiny house in my opinion, because you don't have to walk very far from the backyard to the indoors kitchen, but you know, whatever. We're being a little bit extra today apparently. I don't know. I hope you guys like it though. I might do an update video once the platform update is released on Tuesday, but other than that, I don't really know. No, we might not see each other. Not literally, but before embargo hits, snowy escape embargo. Because I think I'm going to take the day off tomorrow to just chill and sort out my sleeping schedule and stuff. But anyways, before I end this video, I just want to say thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace is a powerful and helpful tool that you can use to create your own website. So if you need a website for your online shop, or maybe you're thinking about starting a lifestyle site or something like that, or perhaps you're a content creator who's just looking for a gathering point for your socials, Squarespace can help you with that. They offer a lot of different templates you can easily customize to fit with your personality and also your aesthetic. So setting up a website is made super easy for you. And while it is possible to configure third-party domains, you can also purchase domains directly from Squarespace, and each domain comes with a parking page and also free Whois privacy. Squarespace also gives access to detailed analytics so you can see exactly how many visits and unique visitors you get, and also gain insight into your top traffic sources, products, browsers, device types, and also operating systems. It's also possible to create or grow your own community on your Squarespace website by using the integrated commenting system that supports threaded comments, replies, and also likes. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Aveline to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Thank you again so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Now let's wrap it up. So that was it for today. I hope you guys like this house. If you do, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!